Welcome to Fantasy or Reality, the GPP. Whatever road you took to get here doesn't matter. What matters is you're here. And my hope is that we all can help one another in this journey.
Hello, friends. Back for another Tale from the Roads, or whatever you want to call this. Tried to adjust a few things. Hopefully the volume will be up a little bit. I was talking to a friend of mine that attends the same meeting as I do, and he said it sounded all right, just the levels were a little bit low. So I'm going to try this. Hopefully this sounds better. Let's see. I hope it is. Thank you. Anyways, so I'm out here waiting to get into a stop. I got about a half an hour to kill here, so I figured why not? Let's give it another shot here. Let's get some more of these podcasts up. So, so the topic today is going to be, it's going to focus around health and fitness, working out, all that fun stuff, and how I have equated it. I see it similar to like your path of recovery, like at least for myself, how, for me, I started off by just doing like listening to a podcast and going to a meeting and then slowly building it up and working on it. And almost like seeing like the daily improvements and how I was bettering myself each day, and I could see the improvements each day. And as the months were going along, it was a slow progress, but over a year and a half later, I can see from day one till now the progress I've made, and I can see if I continue on this path that I'll only continue to grow as a person and get better and stronger in my recovery. And it's the same thing with physical fitness. I worked out off and on from probably the age of 18 until, 28. And of course, there were periods where I wasn't. Times where I'd gotten into drug addictions, or times where life just got crazy, or whatever it was, and where I put my health and fitness and working out on the back burner. But I'd say probably 16 months ago, whatever it was, back in July of last year, 2021, I really rededicated myself to physical fitness and working out. And the same thing with my recovery, like where I was doing one thing, like I was just saying before, and building up. That's kind of what I did with my health and fitness, where I would, I first started out by just doing push-ups and pull-ups at home. When I first started out again, I was probably 230 pounds. I would do 20, 30 push-ups. I would be sore. I'd be tired. I'd do, 5, 10 pull-ups. I'd be sore. I'd be tired, and I'd be sore for days afterwards after doing like a 20, 30-minute workout of doing sets. But, of course, I gradually progressed and started making better food choices and started making better lifestyle choices and whatnot, taking vitamins, eating healthier, cooking my meals for work, taking healthy food with me so I don't buy garbage out on the road. And now if I do those body weight exercise workout days, now I'm starting out doing 80 to 100 push-ups for my first set. I'm doing 500 push-ups for a workout. I'm able to do, 30 pull-ups on my first set, and I try to get to like 100 or 200 pull-ups, when I do my body weight stuff at home. This isn't like a fitness workout podcast or whatever. Maybe one day I'll go more into depth what I do, but I typically go to work 3-4 days a week because we have a gym there. So I'll go before I start work, and I'll work out there, hitting different muscle groups throughout the day, throughout the workout. I don't know, for me, like it's been super important and impactful for me because, when I started, like I said, I was like around 230 and was weak and didn't, my muscles weren't what they were when I was in my 20s. I'm 38 now. But, now I'm, around like 192, 193. So I've lost close to 40 pounds, and I put on a bunch of muscle and gotten much stronger. But that didn't happen overnight. That didn't happen from a day of workouts or a week of workouts or a month of workouts. It's from making good choices on a daily basis. Like I think I've mentioned in past podcasts where it's like there's some days where I don't want to get up that 30, 40 minutes early, but I'll drag my butt out of bed, go and start working out. And even if I have a, not a great workout, it's still one step in the right direction. So getting from 230 pounds down to 192 and, changing my physique, the way I look, the way I feel, it was all just making a good choice that day. Just deciding I'm going to work out today. I'm going to do a better workout today. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to go to exhaustion. I'm going to go to failure. Um, I'm going to make the better food choice. I'm going to take time to cook my meals. I'm going to take time to make the right food choice. In the past, as a truck driver, I would almost never make my lunches. I would always, buy food. So the best thing I was going to eat out is a sandwich. So what's that? You got the bread, you got some processed meat, you've got whatever sauce you're going to put on filled with salts or sugars, and and that's the best option that you're going to get, as a truck driver. I mean, what are you going to do? Stop at Burger King? Terrible. What are you going to stop, and get a slice of pizza? No good. Or I'd buy, donuts and bagels and whatever, all the garbage that you get at, gas stations and delis and whatnot. That's what I would subsist on. I'd eat cereal in the morning. I'd eat everything I was just saying throughout the day. So not only am I spending a lot of money on garbage food, I'm not eating anything good for me. I wasn't taking vitamins. But now I start out with oatmeal in the morning. Throw some blueberries on that. I'll have a protein bar or a muscle milk or something like that after I do my workout. Bring some pistachios with me. I cook chicken rice, broccoli that I can eat throughout the day. So, I'm making good food choices. That also doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I don't ever expect to be perfect when it comes to that. And to me, that has never worked for me. And I wouldn't think that would work for most people. I'm sure I can't even talk. So for me, like, I give myself a break where once a week, you can call it a cheat meal, a cheat day. I'll have pizza or something like that on a Friday. I'll have a sandwich or something like that. I'll have a dessert once a week or maybe twice a week. We'll make pancakes over the weekend. So I'm not eating super perfect, but I give myself, a break with that. I'm not training to be a Mr. Olympia or go into some bodybuilding contest, but I've definitely lost a lot of weight. I definitely look a lot better and feel a lot better than I probably ever have. I'm 38 and I feel and look better than I ever did in my 20s. Aside from when I was like 20, 21 and used the old testosterone there, a little decadurabalin and the Winstrol and all that, So, but now it's just the workouts, just eating healthy, eating as clean as possible, but also realizing I'm not going to be perfect and not getting down on myself. And say I do have a 2-3 day period where I might have a bag of chips, at the end of the day, or a bag of pretzels, or have pancakes 2 days in a row on the weekends or something like that, or I don't get down on myself. And like in the past, I may have just said, screw it, I'm already eating crappy, I might as well keep eating crappy. I just say, all right, I'll just make a better choice the next meal. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not next week. The next right choice. The next time I have the ability to make the right choice, that's what I'm going to do. So I don't get hard on myself. And, it's the same way I can equate it to recovery stuff. I see a lot of people talking about relapsing and having a hard time dealing with debts and having a hard time dealing with just a lot that comes along, especially with early recovery. And, if you have a relapse or something like that, don't get so down on yourself. Just, it's not like you're starting back over at day one, at least knowledge-wise. If you've been in GA or some type of support program before, you've learned a lot. You typically are learning about yourself. You're trying to change yourself. So even though the day counter technically is reset, you're not starting from day one again. So, be easy on yourself. Give yourself a break. All of us who are in recovery have relapsed 1,000 times, to varying degrees. Um, I tried to stop many times on my own, never worked. Thankfully, I've been fortunate enough that since I've entered into recovery over 18 months ago, I have not had a relapse. I haven't had any urges to gamble. Um, but I've also really dedicated myself this time around. I never wanted to feel that way again. Of course, I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose all the good things in life. I want to be a good husband, a good father, all that stuff. But I also don't ever want to feel how I did, especially in the last year of my addiction, ever again. And to do that, I have to make those daily right decisions for myself, whether it be making my Monday night meeting, or listening to a podcast about recovery, or even just listening to something that makes me laugh, or having a good conversation with a friend or my wife, or, putting the phone down. I mean, the amount of people I see staring at their phones constantly. I mean, have a conversation. Get off TikTok, get off Facebook, get off social media. You know, it can be good for short spurts of time, but the amount of people I see on a daily basis just staring at their phones while I'm driving down the road or while I'm making deliveries to customers, it's alarming. So, putting my phone down, spending time with my kids, sometimes even just sitting and just thinking, looking at what's around me, playing my guitar, doing a podcast, working out. It's like I said, same thing with the physical fitness and all that. It's like, I make the right choice to go and work out, even if I'm tired. Because sometimes I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning. I got to start work at 5 a lot of times, so I got to get in at 4:20 or 4:30 to get a workout in. So, you know, getting up an extra 30, 40 minutes early is not easy, but I make the choice to do that because I want this end result. I want to feel better and look better, and that's one of those things that helps improve my mental state. When I feel better and when I look better, my mind is better. My mind is stronger. I can be proud of what I've done, not only because of the outward appearance, but I've made all of these right choices over and over and over again. Went to the gym, ate right that day. Went to every day. I'm trying to work out and eat right. And of course there's going to be little slips and trip ups along the way. But by looking how I look now, I can look at myself and say, this is the result of all this hard work, which is the same thing you can see and tell yourself when you've put some time into recovery, and you can see the changes in yourself and your mindset from all the hard work you've done. So like literally just talking about this with my wife before, I was thinking back to a trip that her and I and my first son took years back, to Philadelphia, and she sent me some pictures because I didn't have them on my phone. I was looking at it and looking at how I had been for probably the last 10 years before this, like how overweight I had gotten and not realizing how overweight I was. And, I knew I wasn't in shape and I knew I was overweight and whatnot, but I just couldn't believe where I was. I did not look good. I did not feel good, mentally and physically for quite a long time. And I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, oh my God, is that really what I looked like? Geez, I wish somebody said, dude, put the French fries down there, man. Come on, eat a salad or something. But I can look at those pictures and yeah, I can laugh a little bit and say, damn, I can't believe I looked like that. But I can also be very proud of myself and say, look at all this hard work I've done over this last year and a half. I've gone to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week, work out at home, eat well, and it makes a difference. And by making those right choices every day, whether it's with your recovery, whether it's with working out, whether it's with trying to develop a new hobby like playing music or whatever. I remember seeing a post on Reddit um, where someone had asked, now that you don't gamble, what do you do with that time and how do you fill that time up? Well, for me, I either listen to podcasts, I play my guitar, I spend time with family, or I spend time working out. Uh, and these are all the things that work for me. I mean, the things that work for me may not work for the next person, but I really would suggest for anyone coming into any kind of recovery program at all, whether it's drug, alcohol, gambling, whatever, like physical fitness and getting into this mindset has helped me greatly, just as much as one-on-one therapy, just as much as meetings. I uh, I couldn't imagine not having this in my life. It makes me feel good. When I start that workout, I feel great. So many times I'll get to the gym in the morning, tired, like I get to work and I'm like, man, I wish I just want to sit here for an extra half an hour and sleep. But the second I get in the gym, the second I get that first set in, I'm so happy I did it. I start feeling great. I wake right up. I feel great about feeling that pump and that tightness and the uh, the pride in knowing that I made the right choice. This is where I want to be. I want to keep going. I want to keep losing body fat, keep building muscle, keep getting stronger, and building a stronger physical body and having a stronger mental state. So the gym is where I build the physical body, and my meetings, my occasional therapy, the podcast, everything I do is how I build my mental therapy. So, you know, I would suggest giving it a shot. You don't have to be doing 500 push-ups. You don't have to be benching 300 pounds. You don't have to be squatting 300 pounds. You don't have to be doing all this crazy stuff to start out with. I wouldn't even suggest that. I honestly would suggest just starting out with some push-ups, pull-ups, dips, body weight stuff, some stretching, whatever. Even if, just set a little goal in your mind. Just say, I want to do 10 push-ups right now. I want to get to 100 push-ups. So if you got to do 10 sets of 10 or 20 sets to get there, just do it. You might be sore for a couple of days. When I first started, I remember the first couple times when this is what I did. I wanted to get to 100 push-ups. I could do 20 to start out with maybe, and then I would be sore for 4 or 5 days afterwards. But that will go away. Your body will get used to it. Your body will recover, and it will get easier. Just start out with those push-ups. The little pull-up bars, you can get them for, probably $20-30 from Dick's or Walmart or wherever. Throw that in a door jam. Just start doing some pull-ups. Start doing dips. You could put 2 chairs together and put your feet up on one, put your hands on the other and do dips. Even just doing that stuff, getting, 5, 10, 20-pound weights. But even if you don't want to go to that point, just doing push-ups, pull-ups, and dips for a while and just see how that makes you feel. If that doesn't make you feel better and feel better about yourself, doing that for a few weeks and just feeling the strength that you'll get, feeling the pride that you'll get for making the right choice. I know most of us probably just want to sit on the couch and relax. I work 12 to 16 hours a day. I work 65 to 70 hours a week, but I will still make time to do these 4 to 5 workouts every single week because it helps me. It helps my mind state. I feel good seeing where I am today, and I know it's going to be continued progress. I know when I'm 40, I'll look better than I do now when I'm 38 because I'm not stopping this, just like I'm not stopping my recovery. I've learned how to balance these things. I've learned how to balance my recovery life. I've learned how to balance my workout life, my family life, my music life. And it's just picking a few things that really bring you joy and stuff that is positive for you. At least that's what's worked for me. I can't speak for everyone, but from what I've seen in my meetings and I've seen throughout my time in this recovery, the people who are successful find the things that make them happy, work on those things, and then also incorporate the recovery life and do the true work, the true vulnerability. It's taking responsibility for our actions and and working on it in a way that works for us, whether it's going to in-person GA meetings, whether it's doing online Zoom meetings, um, whether it's just doing one-on-one therapy. I've tried all these things, and I now incorporate them in a certain way that works for me. I incorporate them in a time that works for me, the amount of times I go and do these things now, because it's not going to be the same 1 month is as it is 1 year in. But you'll assess that, and you'll figure that out as you're going. Um, and it's the same thing, like I said, with the physical fitness and just finding things that you like. I love going hiking. I love working out. I love playing my guitar. I love hanging out with my family. I love going for drives with my family through the mountains. I love just going to sit at a lake with my family. I I love just sitting down playing board games. Last night, my wife, and my older son played Monopoly for like an hour, and it was awesome. We had so much fun together. Um, my younger son, hasn't grasped the game just yet, but that's all right. He was still having a fun time being silly, and you know, I couldn't do any of these things. I couldn't enjoy these if I didn't do all these other things, including the recovery, including the meetings, and the stuff that makes me feel good about myself. And, at first I saw these pictures and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I looked like that. But now that I'm thinking about it, like I said, I'm proud of where I've come, how far I've come, and the progress will continue. And all these things put together is why I am the way I am today. So I'm never going to stop these things. I'll always do my Monday night meetings. I'm always going to work out in some form or fashion. Even if I'm 80 years old and I'm just doing push-ups, I don't care. This is what works for me. And you got to find what works for you, because this is not a cookie cutter thing. It's not the same for everyone. But I would suggest for anyone to give physical fitness a try. If you're not sure of what to do, if you're not sure where to begin when it comes to nutrition and physical fitness, working out, all that stuff, feel free to reach out to me. I can tell you what I do. I can tell you what works for me. And I can point you in the right direction. Because I want everyone to get to a point to where I'm at today, physically and mentally. Because I've never felt better about who I am in my life. And it's all because of the hard work I do in the gym, on my guitar, with my family, all this stuff we've been talking about in this one. So I'm going to wrap it up, because I'm going to have to get up in that warehouse soon. But I hope there's not too much background noise. I hope it sounds all right. Thank you all for listening. Be good to yourselves and each other.
Here's where to get help. You can call or text 1-800-522-4700. That's the National Council on Problem Gambling. Or you could call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. This is where I found the link to my therapist through my local counselor. And then also, we cannot forget our affected others. My wife goes to Gam-Anon every week, and it's been a huge help to her. So anyone in your life who you feel like needs help or you've affected through your gambling, you can go to gamanon.org, GAM-ANON.org. The number is 718-352-1671.